So you want to be a man, a strong man, a confident man. You want to be masculine because that's what everyone's telling you that you should be. So you want to have the big muscles and the sexy car and lots of swag when you talk to the ladies and lots of money in your bank account. And I bet you see a lot of guys on Instagram and YouTube who have all of these things. But how far does that really get you? How far can big muscles and a sexy fast car and all the women in the world sliding up in your DMs, how far does that get you when life gets really challenging? When shit hits the fan and you actually have to lean on your confidence and your strength for difficult moments? What happens when you don't know how you're gonna pay rent next month? Your paycheck's late, you lost your job, unemployment's not coming through. What do you do then? Is that when you disappear and you smoke it away or drink it away or jerk it off away? What are you gonna do then? Because if that's how you're behaving, if that's how you're showing up, then you're never gonna be able to be this example of the masculine, this example of a man that people are actually gonna count on you for moving forward in your life. What does it mean to be masculine, to be embodied in your masculine presence in those areas? Now listen, I've been a husband for 7 years. I'm a father of 2 small children. I'm the owner and operator of The Rising Man and of my own business. And I can tell you that fast cars, big muscles, lots of swag with the ladies, none of that is gonna get you any of those other things. It might get you a little bit of notoriety, might get you some likes, might get you some ego boost that feels really good to you. But if what you really want is to be somebody who can show up for people, somebody who can be counted on, somebody who can be depended on when things get tough, when people don't know where to go, it requires you to put in the reps. And this idea of being the man that we know we can be and embodying the masculine means, how do you show up when shit hits the fan? When times are getting hard and you can't post the real sexy image on Instagram because that's not what's real. The only way you can get there, the only way you can prepare yourself for those moments is by going through and experiencing those moments. You can't just watch this video or listen to an audiobook and suddenly be an embodied masculine man. No, it's not how it works. Just in the same way you can't watch a bunch of YouTube videos about people getting buff and then wake up and suddenly be buff and shredded yourself. You gotta put in those life reps. So if you wanna be that kind of man, then here's what you gotta do. You gotta be able to put yourself into these life experiences that are difficult. You have to embrace the challenges. You have to be willing to be with your girlfriend when she's breaking down and upset about something. You have to be able to be honest with your parents or a family member when you did wrong by them or you did something that was out of integrity. You gotta be able to look at your bank account when there's nothing in it and feel that in your body, the discomfort that you feel when you don't know where your next meal is gonna come from. You don't know how you're gonna make rent at the end of the month. The only way you get the strength and the confidence moving forward in your life is by going through the challenging things now. Now, it's easy to look good, have big muscles, have women knocking at your door, to have all of the things that we see these men embodying on Instagram and on YouTube videos. But what about when it's challenging? When life gets hard? You gotta have something there that you can lean on. So try to remember the last time that you didn't have enough money in your bank account to pay rent, or something else that was significant. Picture the last time that your finances weren't where you needed them to be for where you were at in your life. Just try to remember what that feels like. Try to see, how does it feel in your body? Are you tense? Are you worried? Is your heart rate accelerating? Are you running around in your mind feeling all types of anxiety about how you're gonna solve this problem because you can't see a solution in sight? It's a very relatable experience. It's very common. So many of us have financial scarcity and security issues that when that comes up, it triggers a whole bunch of stuff in our bodies. So what would you normally do? Would you panic? Would you go and try to escape by playing some video games, or smoking some weed, or doing something else that's going to temporarily take your attention away from the problem? Probably. It's normal. I've done that before plenty of times. But what can you do differently? How can you approach that problem in a little bit of a different way? First, you can just pause for a moment. Look around. Realize that although you are feeling tense in your body and you're feeling like there's a threat, there actually isn't a saber-toothed tiger trying to chase you down right now. So take a moment to pause. Slow yourself down for a minute. Take a deep breath. can give your body, your whole physiology, a chance to just slow down for a minute. Long enough so where you can start to think, okay, here's my situation, here's my problem, what can I do about it? Who is somebody that I could ask for help? What is that conversation you can have that you haven't had? What is that request you can make of your landlord for an extension, or a request to borrow money from a loved one and pay them back when you can? And you go down from one solution to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, until you find something that's going to work for the particular problem you have. Is there a quick odd job that I can pick up to make a couple $100 today and pay partial rent and then figure the rest of it out next week when my paycheck comes through? There's a limitless sea of possibilities and solutions out there, but when we're in that fearful, anxious state and we're not embodied and we're not grounded and we're all tense, we literally can't see them. So you need to slow yourself down for a minute to hear and listen to the possibilities that are available, and I guarantee you one of them is going to come through. Probably a bunch of them. And then you try one out, and if that doesn't work, you go to the next one. If you try the next one, you go to the next one. You just keep going until you find a solution to your problems. That's what an embodied man does. That's what the embodied masculine looks like. Recognizing and identifying a problem and working through solutions until you find something that works. Being the lighthouse in the storm, the pillar that can be leaned on when times get tough. And that's what you're aiming to become. With every one of these challenging life reps, how can you show up in the discomfort to weather the storm instead of running away from it and hiding? So if you made it this far and this message is really landing with you, it's really hitting home, then hit that subscribe button so you can get the updates every single time we drop videos like this. And I'll catch you on the next one.